the Blues' new hot chip. I'm going to go straight away because he's on my list of picks, and it's the same player that every single one of us are talking about. Not for any reason other than the fact that his last name is the best. He is, of course, Peyton the Prince Spencer, son of King Carlos.
Can we now call him the prince that was promised? Because we threw that.
Yes, absolutely.
Can we take that?
Absolutely.
When we wrote this name, I added Prince. I went, he's got to be called the Prince. Yeah. And then looked up, and it's written everywhere. Is it? Yeah. We did not come up with that.
Yeah.
But we felt like we did.
No, we'll tell people we did. Yeah. So he prefers to play fullback at the moment. He's had the last 2 years he's been contracted through with New Zealand Sevens. But that's shocked me because you see him run and he's so quick off the mark and he's agile. He's 191 centimeters tall.
That was going to be my first comment. He's way bigger than his dad.
Yeah, he's very tall. So he's obviously a talent. He can play make. He's got a running game. The sky is the ceiling when you've got those kind of genetics, and obviously that work ethic as well. So the fact that he's cracked the seven side shows you just how classy he is, and I'm very, very excited to see where he can go.
Yeah, incredibly athletic as well, you know, just like up in the air. Like you mentioned, the speed. This is going to be awesome. It's just going to be, again, game time, you know, like, are they going to just kind of, you know, does he need to gain that experience being in and around the squad, or, you know, is he going to be good enough to force their hand to get on the field?
I would say he probably isn't going to get a lot of game time in his first year unless there's a couple of injuries.
He just needs Bowden and our franchise to go down, and then he's right.
I guess it depends. Like Plummer's moving on, right? So there's a playmaker that has his year with them, but they know there's no future to him growing. They do have Franchise and Bodie, but beyond that, do they try and give him some exposure to cover any potential loss for their two key playmakers, or do they lean on the experience of Harry Plummer, considering how good he was last year? So that'll be the tough question, I think, for the coaches.
I think we're more saying maybe he gets a debut.
Yeah,
you know, rather than
let's not forget about Zahn Sullivan too.
Maybe he gets a debut. Kagi, who do you have from the Blues? We touched on already.
Mate, well, we have already touched on him. It was in response to our first listener question about who's going to replace Akira Ioane. Nelson said Lockie and Anton Segner. Mate, I've gone Shea Clark all day. He is...
You didn't know who he was, I thought.
Mate, please. He's only 21, Com Games in 2022. He's just a big body, you know. He's 1.94 metres, over 100 keys. I'm sure he's a couple over 100 now, but...
he's basically Akira Ioane with Caleb Clark's speed, right?
You heard it first, right? I'm happy that let's just do it. No, he just excites me. You know what I mean? Like Anton Segner, much more of a Nelson player, just the working man, gets a lot of the dark arts done. Shea Clark, he's going to make those highlight moments, all right? That's why I want to see him in there. So
Segner will do this too.
Yes, you will.
100% he will. My one is Zavi Taeli, who played for Auckland, shifted on the wing for Auckland NPC, but is a centre. Normally, I'd say a 12. Very, very, you know, I've said it, New Zealand seem to breed these guys, you know, very dynamic, hard-running, you know, centre options. He's been one of the best schoolboys talent in New Zealand for the last few years, with his centre partner, Tuavalala, I think. And so he'll be one that if he gets a crack, you know, he'll be one to keep an eye on. But yeah, it's going to be tough for him to get into that starting side, like a lot of these guys.
Yep.